I think what she did is going to change Japan drastically, and I'm pretty excited about that. Konnichiwa everybody, Yuta is back with another video. I'm back in California. I was in Boulder, Colorado for like 7 days. Maybe you guys seen my vlogs. I was going to conclude my Boulder trip with another vlog, but I got a bit tired and I got a bit sick, so I couldn't finish it. Sorry about that. But I'm going to South America tomorrow, so my new series of vlogs are going to start there, so tune in. Let's get started with today's video. So today I want to talk about Osaka Naomi. You guys have seen the titles, so I think you guys are aware of that. In America, there's some controversy about that final game, mostly because of Serena Williams, and maybe it's not a controversy, but people might know about the game just because a Japanese girl achieved the Grand Slam. But in Japan, there's something a bit different going on. There was a different controversy. I wasn't really sure what it was at first. My friend informed me about some type of controversy. We didn't know what it was, so I just looked it up. Japan Tennis US Open. Osaka Naomi pops up, and that moment I knew what the issue was. I didn't really have to read other articles, I just had to see her face. So what the issue was, her Japanese-ness. As many know, Japan's a very homogeneous country. Like 90% of the people in Japan are Japanese, or Japanese. So Naomi is half Haitian, half Japanese. She grew up in America. She really didn't live in Japan. And her Japanese is not that good. Many people were concerned about her Japanese-ness. And that was going to be my original topic. I was going to just rant about how she was Japanese and everything. When I was trying to find tweets about how she is not Japanese, I really couldn't find any. I found more of people agreeing that she's Japanese and just complimenting and being happy that she won the US Open, did a Grand Slam, and how she was composed in the game and how great she was. So I realized that many people do think that she's Japanese. And like other YouTubers in Japan who do something similar as I do, they already talked about how she's Japanese. So I wanted to do something different. Rather than talking about how she's Japanese, I want to talk about how she will influence Japan in the future. How Japan's going to change eventually thanks to her. So what she did was outstanding. I feel like no other half individual from Japan has achieved something that phenomenal. There's 4 big competitions in tennis, and she won the entire thing, and she's 20, and she's half Japanese, not pure Japanese. So I feel like thanks to this, Japanese people will be a bit more accepting than before she did this. And that's going to change the future of Japan, going to help the culture, people, nature, whatever you guys associate with Japan is going to be preserved and passed down to the future thanks to her. I know it's a very bold and weird statement, but please hear me out. Before I talk about my statement, even though I did say that I'm not going to argue that she is Japanese, but I saw a very interesting clip, how personally I thought demonstrated how Japanese she was. That video was on YouTube. I'm going to put that link below, but it was a clip with Ellen. She's like Samba-san or Tamori in Japan. She does like one-on-one conversations. It's pretty hilarious. But after that competition, Naomi was invited to that show, and she was very humble, cute, adorable. It was like seeing a typical Japanese girl. Like when she was asked what she was going to do with the money, and she said, "I'm going to help my parents." Like, how adorable is that? She was so cute. And that is the Japanese culture. Like, I've lived in Japan for a very long time. I have a lot of Japanese friends, and not everyone is that humble or that nice. And she clearly demonstrated that. So, I'm not really sure why people are mad at her, because what she did was just pure, like, amazing. And there's only a positive view to it, I think. Just wanted to point that out, and just watch that video to my actual point, that how Osaka Naomi is going to change Japan, shape Japan in a new way. Okay, I have 2 points. First of all, she's massive for a Japanese girl. Like, look at this picture. The girls behind her are Japanese girls. You can see how Osaka is big. And that's not an exception. Like, okay, I'm an exception. I'm a small ass Japanese American, but other foreigners are pretty tall, pretty big, pretty muscular. And other half individuals are the same. So, doesn't it kind of make sense to be friends with someone who's bigger than stronger than you? Like, if half individuals or foreigners who are traveling in Japan are not really happy with you, they're going to crush you. I just think that being friends with them and not being really anti-foreigners is the smarter way to go. Okay, that was kind of a joke, but what I'm trying to say is that having a good relationship with foreigners is a very important thing for the future of Japan. Like, maybe 200, 300 years ago, it was okay to be just an island and trying to figure things out within the country. But it's a very global society nowadays, and the interaction with foreign countries is a vital thing for a country to prosper and survive. Japan's known for its technology, laptops, cameras, and other things that you might think of. But Japan is so bad at growing crops. Oh, it's not that they're bad at it, it's just we don't have the land. It's mostly mountains, and it's a very small country, so we always import crops from around the world. And if I'm the distributor, if I'm trying to sell crops to Japan, I don't really want to sell my crops or products to people who don't really like foreigners. And it just makes sense to be good partners, good friends. So I think through Naomi's actions and achievements, people will be a bit more accepting towards foreigners, and just having international marriages or international couples and just having biracial kids are going to be accepted. And Japan, as a country, is going to prosper and do better things in the future. Another thing is birth rates. Many people might know this, but Japan has one of the worst birth rates in the world. As you can see in this graph, Japan is 198th in the world. Only 8 babies are born per 1,000 people. It's so bad. I have no idea why this is. It's probably because of those stupid animes, #Eric, and other robot things. And people for some reason don't want to have intercourse. I have no idea why. Thanks to Osaka Naomi, as I said previously, people will be a bit more accepting just because what she did was outstanding, amazing, and no one really has done, well, at least a half individual, a biracial individual has not done anything like that. So, in one way or another, people will start accepting non-Japanese people walking down the street. And that probably is going to lead into couples, international couples. But international people will not be satisfied with TV screens and robots for their midnight deals. So that's my point, that how the Japanese population is going to be saved. I'm so stupid. but I think it's a very serious issue. Some people are talking about how Japan needs to be pure and the purity of Japanese people and passing down the culture and stuff. But if there are no kids to pass down the culture, the food, the aesthetics, ideas, and nature, there's no such thing as Japanese culture anymore. And I do not want that. Like growing up in Japan, I love Japanese food, I love Japanese culture, I love Japanese people. But one way or another, we need to pass that down. And to do that, we just have to have more kids. And I mean, I made it into like a joke that there'll be more international people and they would want to have sexual intercourse. But I think that is one way to pass down the culture, especially when Japanese people are not having babies. So thanks to Osaka Naomi and her achievement, there's going to be positive changes in Japan. It might not be something imminent. It's not going to happen in the next year, but in the next decade or two, I think there will be more international marriages and have kids walking down the street and going to school. And Japan's going to be a bit more global. And I think it's better for the country, and it's inevitable. Like, it's such a global society nowadays, and you can't just be anti-foreigner and just living with the same individual. Okay, I think what she did is going to change Japan drastically, and I'm pretty excited about that. It is my opinion, totally. But let me know what you guys think. Positive things, negative things, write down in the comment sections below. And if you like this video, just tap that like button, subscribe if you have not done it yet. I think you should have done by now, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and wait for my next video. Peace out.